going on, fight fans? Welcome to another edition of Double Jab with Q. I'm your host, as always, Rich Quinones. We are presented by the Caribe Royale Orlando Hotel and Boxlab Promotions. Friday, May 31st, happening at the Convention Center at the Caribe Royale Hotel. Boxlab Promotions presents a night of champions with nonstop fight action, plus the Barrientos twins, Angel and Chavez. We have Chavez with us. We think we're not being fooled right here. They're going to be back in action, led by legendary trainer Bob Santos. You can catch the fight exclusively on DAZN. If you live in the Orlando area, visit Ticketmaster.com. Click the link in our show notes right now for tickets. We just had your brother on, Angel, and Chavez. Appreciate a couple moments. So kind of run through the gamut. I would assume same thing. You don't have an opponent just yet lined up for the 31st?
Yeah, no opponent yet, but we're still training hard, looking for the May 31st date.
And then congratulations, guys. Just inked the deal with Boxlab Promotions. So now all of a sudden you're catching your name. Solid promotional company. They'll keep you busy. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we signed with Boxlab. It's a great promotion company. I know they're going to keep us busy and on the right path to getting these big fights.
I was talking to your brother, asking him a little bit. When you're a young fighter, you always look at if you're able to kind of step up in competition, right? You're 8-0, you got some pop, you got 6 knockouts. That featherweight division where, again, you guys are young enough, you'll grow out, right? You'll fill out a little more. First fight of 2024. When you look at what you've been able to accomplish thus far, activity wise, I know we just mentioned you're with Boxlab now. You got Bob Santos, you got your father in your corner as well. But activity wise, do you say to yourself, hey, you know what? I'm young enough where I can get in there 4 or 5 times a year, and if the fight makes sense for me?
Oh yeah, of course. The busier the better, but I don't mind not being too busy right now since we're so young in the sport. I feel like the right path we're on right now is perfect. We're able to grow into our bodies and become more mature as boxers.
Are you a student of the game, or do you let your team watch an opponent? Do you look at film?
I'll watch a fight or two, and then I'll let my coaches deal with it. As long as I'm listening to them, I feel like they're gonna guide me in the right path to victory.
And you were 119 as an Ami?
I think I ended my career around like 118, 116. Yeah.
You young guys, you probably can eat and eat and eat, and because of your training, you probably don't even put on.
Yeah, weight's looking pretty good. We keep our cardio up, so we don't have too hard of a time making weight right now.
How about having your father, obviously trainer Bob Santos, a legendary trainer and now manager? I mean, that's not a bad staple of guys to have in your corner,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so my dad been training me all my life, and then we have Bob started with us since our very first fight of our professional career. So they're guiding us in the right path. Bob's trainer of the year was it 2022?
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like we're in the right path.
Yeah, Ring Magazine and SI. I asked your brother this. He mentioned, his guy was Manny Pacquiao. Do you emulate any fighter? I know you were named after Julio Cesar Chavez. I mean, did you go back and watch some of his fights?
Oh yeah, definitely. I watched a couple of his fights. My favorite fighter is Manny Pacquiao too. Also, just his heart and his speed and his agility. And also a very humble guy. So I always looked up to him. He always had exciting fights.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, I wish, when you talk about that Mayweather Pacquiao fight, I think we got that too late in their career, so to speak. But that happens sometimes in the sport of boxing. Are you an avid fan at the moment? Like, will you watch, big time fights like the Garcias, the Haneys? Will you watch, Shakur Stevenson or Tank, or, we just saw a week or so ago, Canelo back in action?
Yeah, we're always, if we're not there, we're watching it on TV. So we're always watching the big fights, trying to see out and study a little bit, see what they do best.
How many Ami fights did you have in your
I had around 100.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
after 35, 40, you're pretty much pro ready.
Yeah. I mean, the more experience in the amateurs you get is the better. You know, yeah. So we try to get as much fights as we could.
And again, this is another edition of Double Jab with Q. Rich Quinones here. We are presented by the Caribe Royale Orlando Hotel Boxlab Promotions. We mentioned that stat card Friday, May 31st. Angel and Chavez. We're speaking to Chavez right now, the Barrientes twins. They're back in action. They are led by legendary trainer Bob Santos. You can catch the fight exclusively on DAZN. If you're in the Orlando area, visit Ticketmaster.com. Click the link in our show notes right now for tickets. Yes, I mentioned the amateur fights because, as I alluded to, I mean, I think after 30, 35, pretty much pro ready. But the difference from the amateur ranks and then that first time you step in the ring as a pro, everyone always talks about, well, no headgear, gloves are different. I got popped in the head. Take us through, walk us through, the first, say, if you can recall 30 seconds or so of your first pro fight.
Oh yeah, it's a whole different ballpark in the professionals. You know, the 8 ounce gloves, no headgear. You know, the punches hurt, so it's a completely different game.
Yeah, this scoring too, right? I mean, think about this. In the amateurs, the headgear is implemented when fighters get hit in the head, right? It's a standing aid. It's more or less to protect the
Yeah,
fighter. And then they look at the body shots. If you're working the body, the scoring right there. In the pros, though, sometimes if you're going head hunting, if they're cleaner shots, if you're picking and choosing, if you're moving around, if you have that ring generalship, those are
yeah,
things obviously you have to just kind of learn and understand from the amateurs to the pros, because you
yeah.
might not be entirely active for one round, but say in that second round, you're moving around, you're getting your opponent on the bicycle, you're getting on the stick, you're getting on the jab, and you're showing ring generalship. Well, in the judge's eyes, you might have taken that round.
Yeah. So yeah, like it's like the professionals, one shot, could end a fight. So you got to be very cautious. You know, in my first couple fights, I got stoppages early, and then as I got on, I gained more experience. I get hit a little bit and got more experience.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
that's the beauty, I think, early on too, when you have four rounders, even to some extent, six rounders, four rounders, if you're really confident in your ability, you can give up a round. Not a
Yeah.
lot of margin of error, right?
Uh-huh.
Six
Well,
rounders. Yeah.
it's hard in a 4 round fight if you're going against somebody good. Then
Right.
if you get knocked down, or if that other guy gets knocked down, that's 2-2. Like
Right. Right.
you're down 2 rounds right off the first round if you get knocked down.
Right. Hence the, if you're really good, but to your point, which is an excellent one, then all of a sudden, boom, it's 10-8. I
Yeah.
look at, would you describe yourself fast starter, feeling out? You more of a volume puncher? You more,
We're working on right now. I'm working on being composed. Doing the rounds. We really not trying to start off looking out for the knockout. We want to look good. Getting a knockout. So we're coming out good strong with the jab. If punches come, they come.
yeah, well, the knockout, they say, right, when you go looking for it, you don't typically get it. Now I just noticed, I put up in my notes, your third fight was a 6 rounder. So you fought two 6 rounders, I believe, and obviously the rest all 4 rounders. Can you foresee yourself, a couple more six and then make that jump, make that leap to 8 rounds?
Yeah. Maybe one or two more 6 rounds, then we're gonna head to 8.
Well, will the training, I mean, you mentioned there's never really an issue with the conditioning, but does the training change when you know you're going to go from 6 to 8?
Just the sparring, yeah, and the conditioning goes. You're training longer and your conditioning is longer. It's more about slowing down the pace.
Yeah.
You don't have to fight as fast of a pace as if it was a 4 or 6 rounder. So
I,
definitely slowing down your pace.
I asked your brother if there's some, competitiveness going on between you guys. He kind of gave me the political answer. He's just kind of smiled a little bit. I mean, do you guys, is there the rivalry there with the brothers or no?
There's no rivalry, but we definitely push each other. Like if I'm doing something, lifting heavier, I'll try to tell him, hey, can you lift as heavy as me? Or we always we push each other if in that sense, just try to make us work harder.
I read somewhere when you guys were younger and your father had the gym, I guess And I got to pull up my notes right here, which I love it. He said, train and take it seriously or sit down and watch. I mean,
Yeah.
if that doesn't, let you know, hey man, you're not playing around here. This is all business.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's times when you're not getting ready for a fight. There might be times where you slack off, but when you're getting ready for a fight, you have to make sure you're doing your job and
Yeah.
training right.
You follow any other sports as passions besides boxing as a fan?
Um, I pretty much just watch boxing. I watch the playoffs here and there of basketball
That's what you
or
really
yeah, I watch the Super Bowl sometimes,
There
but
you go.
mostly it's just boxing.
Yeah. What's your favorite post fight meal?
Post fight meal, probably have to be some pasta and salmon.
That's not bad. That's
Yeah.
not bad. What? So I would imagine, you're going to get your meals in during the day, but your road work. I mean, how much? What does your road work consist of leading up to a fight?
It's about running three, 4 times a week, if not 2 times, just depending how tough we go the day before, so we try to keep our cardio up to 2 or 3 times a week,
Yeah.
and
Um,
then with strength as well.
Yeah, that's the next question I was going to ask because you guys are so young and you're going to still grow into that man body, right? I mean, think about
Yeah,
it. 5'11", that's a pretty decent height. I mean, you look at guys that are 5'11" that they've filled out, and some of them, I mean, some of the all-time greats, you look at 135, you look at the welterweight 147 around there. I mean, you're 21 right now.
yeah, 21.
What's your walk around weight?
Uh, we're around 40, 35, depending on
Yeah.
how close we are to the fight.
What would be an ideal division for you, an ideal weight that you said, man, this is where I want to be?
I mean, hopefully we'll see, but hopefully one day I'd like to fight at 40, 47 if we could get up there. I know
Yeah.
we can. One of our teammates, Mario Barrios, he started at 22,
Yeah.
got up to I think he's 47 now. So
Yeah.
hopefully we get up to there.
Yeah, I've interviewed Mario. I think I called one of his fights very early on in his career, and he had a couple tough losses, but he bounced back nice. And he's tall, starting to fill out a little bit, got a little pop behind his punches as well. You mentioned Pacquiao, is that, and I mentioned Chavez. Describe your style.
Yeah, we're boxers, but we know how to punch on the inside. We know how to work on the inside. One of our good teammates that comes and trains with us is Brandon Figueroa. He's been teaching us a lot on the inside.
Nice.
So we're getting comfortable fighting on the outside and inside, as also mid range too.
Yeah. I'll leave you with this. I asked your brother about Hawaii, and you mentioned the boogie boarding. I mean, any competition with the boogie board and any surfing? I mean,
I mean, we like doing it for fun. There ain't no competition in that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Got to be careful with that stuff, right? I'm sure,
yeah,
your dad's reminding you, hey, enjoy it, but just,
yep. Always,
yeah,
always.
yeah, stay upright. Listen, if you want, before I let you get out of here, promote anything you're doing on social, people can follow you. Go give them a shout out.
Yeah, keep a lookout for me. My Instagram is at Chavez Barrientes, and yeah, that's what I go out on. So
Listen, the
yeah,
best.
Chavez Barrientes.
Hey, there you have it. The best of luck on Friday, May 31st. Congrats on the signing with Boxlab Promotions. We'll definitely check out the fight on DAZN, and hopefully I can get you back on. Appreciate you jumping on a couple moments on
Yeah,
Double Jab.
thank you.